Behind every flawless smile and perfect photo lies a story no one sees. Luxury and glamour may look exciting, but they often hide loneliness and silent struggles. The world admires the beauty, the fame, and the wealth, yet few understand the emotional cost behind the scenes. Every perfect face carries pressure, lies, and moments of isolation. Watch closely, and you'll discover the truth behind the illusion of perfection. Luxury, lies, and loneliness. Three words that often capture the reality of lives that look perfect on the outside but feel empty on the inside. In the United States, where appearances matter more than ever in the digital age, many people look at celebrities, fashion models, social media influencers, or wealthy public figures and assume their lives must be nothing short of magical. They see the expensive homes, luxury cars, flawless makeup, designer clothes, and exotic vacations, and they believe that success must equal happiness. But the truth is far more complicated. Behind the perfect face lies a world filled with hidden struggles, emotional battles, and silent pain that rarely makes it to the surface. In American culture, image has always been tied to status. From Hollywood's golden age to today's Instagram feeds, those who look perfect often set the standards for beauty, success, and desirability. But the pressure to maintain that flawless image comes at a price. For many models and influencers, their lives are controlled not by freedom but by expectations, contracts, and constant scrutiny. Their luxury comes with lies they must tell themselves and others, and often leads to a loneliness that money cannot fix. For beginner readers trying to understand the darker side of glamour, this is a world worth exploring in detail. The first element is luxury. To the outside world, the glamorous lifestyle of models and influencers appears to be a dream. Mansions, red carpets, photo shoots in Paris, VIP events in Los Angeles, and closets filled with designer brands are the images sold to millions of fans. In the USA, where consumerism drives identity, the luxury life has become an aspiration for many. Yet, for those who live inside it, luxury often becomes a trap. The designer clothes are not always owned, they are borrowed for appearances. The vacations are staged, sponsored by brands, and carefully choreographed for social media. Even the beauty treatments, surgeries, and expensive self-care rituals become obligations rather than choices, because their image is their currency. The second element is lies. To maintain the illusion of perfection, lies are constantly told, sometimes small, sometimes life-changing. A model may lie about her age to stay competitive in a youth-driven market. An influencer may Photoshop her body to meet unrealistic beauty standards. A celebrity may publicly post about being happy and blessed, while privately battling depression. These lies are not always malicious. They are often survival tactics in an industry that rewards appearance over authenticity. In the USA, where competition in the entertainment and fashion industries is fierce, many feel they have no choice but to play along with the false narrative. But the cost of these lies is heavy. It leads to anxiety, imposter syndrome, and a loss of self-identity. When someone becomes the perfect face, they are often trapped by the role they created. The third element is loneliness. This is perhaps the deepest and most painful hidden truth. Despite being surrounded by cameras, crowds, and followers, many people living in the world of glamour feel profoundly alone. Friendships are difficult to form because of constant competition and jealousy. Relationships often crumble under the weight of public scrutiny or the demand to maintain appearances. Even family connections can weaken, as busy schedules and lifestyle differences create distance. Loneliness among America's most beautiful people is a growing problem, yet it is rarely discussed because vulnerability does not fit the image of perfection. For many models and influencers, nights end not with glamorous parties but with isolation, anxiety, and exhaustion. To fully understand this reality, we must also look at the psychological cost. Studies in the USA have shown that models and influencers are at higher risk of eating disorders, anxiety, depression, and burnout. The constant demand to look perfect creates a toxic cycle of self-doubt and dissatisfaction. Even when they reach the pinnacle of success, they often feel it is not enough because there is always a younger, prettier, or more popular face ready to replace them. This insecurity keeps them locked in a battle that no amount of luxury can resolve. The lies they tell only deepen the divide between their public image and private truth, while loneliness eats away at their sense of belonging. Another layer to consider is social media's role. Platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube have amplified both the luxury and the lies. In the United States, influencers are now as powerful as traditional celebrities, with millions of followers watching their every move. But this constant exposure means they cannot let their guard down. Every post must be curated, every photo filtered, every caption carefully written to maintain the illusion. The perfect face becomes a mask that must be worn 24/7, leaving little room for authenticity. And when authenticity is lost, loneliness only grows deeper. The economic side of this lifestyle also deserves attention. While the public assumes models and influencers are endlessly wealthy, the reality is that many live paycheck to paycheck, relying on unstable contracts, brand deals, and sponsorships. Luxury is not always permanent, it can vanish quickly if popularity fades. Behind the designer bags and red carpet events, debt, financial insecurity, and fear of irrelevance often haunt even the most glamorous faces in America. The lies of financial stability only add to the stress, while loneliness increases as they struggle in silence, unable to share their truth without risking their careers. What makes this even more heartbreaking is the contrast between perception and reality. Fans and followers often envy the lives of these individuals, not realizing that the life they wish for may be filled with hidden pain. This creates a vicious cycle. The public's desire for glamour fuels the pressure for models and influencers to keep lying, and the more they lie, the lonelier they feel. In a society like the USA, where success is often measured by external appearances, the pressure is magnified. The solution is not simple, but it begins with awareness and empathy. Beginner readers in the USA who consume this glamorous content must learn to question what they see online and in media. Not everything posted is real, and not every smile reflects happiness. By becoming more aware, we can reduce the pressure on those living under the spotlight and open conversations about mental health, authenticity, and balance. It also requires cultural shifts. The USA needs more honest conversations in media about the realities behind beauty and glamour. Celebrities who speak openly about their struggles with loneliness, depression, or body image help break the stigma. Influencers who show their authentic selves rather than filtered perfection inspire healthier relationships with social media. And audiences who support realness instead of flawless illusions contribute to change. On a personal level, anyone aspiring to be part of the modeling or influencer world should prepare by understanding that luxury comes with responsibility, lies can destroy inner peace, and loneliness is a real challenge. Building a strong support system, maintaining authentic relationships, and focusing on mental health are essential for survival in this world. Ultimately, the story of luxury, lies, and loneliness is not about discouraging people from pursuing modeling or fame but about showing the full picture. Behind every perfect face is a human being with fears, doubts, and emotions just like everyone else. When we only see the surface, we miss the truth that connects us all, the need for authenticity, love, and acceptance. Call to action. If you believe that behind every perfect face there is a deeper story, share this truth with others. Start conversations about authenticity, mental health, and the real cost of luxury lifestyles in the USA. Support influencers and models who show their authentic selves instead of filtered perfection. And most importantly, remind yourself and others that true beauty is not in flawless appearances but in honest, human connections. Together, we can build a culture that values people for who they are, not just for how they look.